If you need some inspiration or just want good company, whatever you are looking for, you'll find it here indeed, in meaningful mornings. Meaningful mornings. Meaningful mornings.
Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. For many years, our kids, and Sheila and I, would go to our ashram in Niagara Falls multiple times a week. And when we would walk up the stairs, there's an icon of Sri Ganesha there. And I would say, Ganapati Baba, and Sheila would respond with, Moria. This is a tradition. Recently when we went, I said, Ganapati Baba, and Shuka said, oh yeah. He can't register Moria, so he just said, oh yeah. And as we were leaving the ashram, Vyasa said, Appa, can we bring our house to the ashram and live here? And the reason they're saying that is because of repetition. That's why I shared, we've been doing this for years. Now I still go to check the mail and heat. And they know it's meaningful. Sheila and I are quieter. So when they go, they feel that this is something important. Meaningful repetition is how one changes. These two young boys, all of us. In the last verse, we explored, in a conservative estimate, Bharatvarsha, now known as India, was from Iran to Indonesia. So vast. And there are not just diverse places where the warriors have come from, but they are diverse personalities, some older, some younger. That is more of the history. Philosophically, what we explored, the vision statement for our life can be summarized as Tat Tvam Asi. To feel divine. If there's a vision statement, there has to be a mission statement. And that mission statement is dharma. To be responsible, to be humane, to integrate who we are. For stones and plants and animals, their dharma is instinctive. They can't be irresponsible. For humans, it is intentional. We certainly can be irresponsible. And so the training for a human is to make that which is intentional instinctive. We should never waver from dharma. And if we do, we will be like Duryodhana. So we continue into his personality, chapter 1, verse 7. Asmakam tu vishishtaye tani bodha dvijottama nayaka mama sainyasya Samnyatam tan bravimite. Duryodhana is still speaking to Drona. Asmakam tu vishishtaye. There are also great warriors on our side. That is the Kauravas. And what has happened with him, he's become tired of comparing. And so now he's finally appreciating what he has. But the problem with this, if you're only appreciating after comparing, even what you're appreciating, you're tainted in that appreciation. I remember when I was living in Europe and I would travel and go to a popular city, and there'd be so many restaurants and they would be full. And so I'd end up eating at, let's say, a less popular restaurant. But in Europe, most of these restaurants are outside, or you have these large windows. So as I'm eating my meal, what am I thinking about? How I'm not in that restaurant, not in that restaurant. See how my appreciation is tainted. I am Duryodhana. This is my life story. The next line, this is the most content heavy. Tan niboda dvijottama. I'm sharing this with you, Drona. Who are you, Drona? Dvija. Dvija in English means twice born. Our teeth are called dvija. We have baby teeth, we have adult teeth. Birds are called dvija. They're born into an egg and then out of that egg. A dvija is one who has had the samskara or tradition known as the upanayana or sacred thread ceremony. Why Duryodhana is saying this? He's continuously being careless with his thoughts and words. He is questioning Drona's loyalty and capability. Loyalty, because he's pointing out, we are kshatriyas, as in leaders, and you are a dvija, as in a thinker. So are you even loyal to us? Remember, Drona taught Duryodhana to be a master in combat. And his capability too, correct? He's pointing out, you are a thinker and not a leader. So we may lose because of you. This is his sense, and you'll see in forthcoming verses how this is addressed. Nayaka mama sainyasya, the warriors that are in my army. When one is selfish, one becomes self-absorbed, and they feel the whole world revolves around them. When factually, the Kaurava army is only the Kaurava army because of Acharya Bhishma. Please note that. They are not there because of Duryodhana. Many are there out of respect and love of Acharya Bhishma, who will enter into our dialogue soon. And finally, Samnyartam tan bravimi te. I'm sharing this for you briefly. When one is unhappy, they project that onto everyone else and everything else. Agreed? If you're having a bad day in your inner world, even if your outer world is perfect, you still project the deficiencies. And that's what Arjuna is doing. You can call it so many things: ego, selfishness, fear. He's projecting that onto Drona, and Drona's not like that. Drona is loyal to the Kauravas. He is treated Duryodhana like a son. That is the history, culture, now the philosophy. The author of Bhagavad Gita, of Mahabharata, is Vyasa. Vyasa means editor. Not an editor like we edit a school report or a newspaper, an editor in a visionary way. So if someone asks you, what does Vyasa mean? Don't say editor. Say visionary. He was very conscious that as time continued, atrophy was manifesting in people's minds. Like us, ours is more of a physical atrophy. But if you do gauge your grandparents versus the youngest generation right now, there is an atrophy in focus. Do you agree? So you can see that happening. He saw this atrophy not just in the students, but also in the teachers. And so what he did was he took the Veda. Veda is knowledge, knowledge of divinity. And he volumized this, edited, volumized this. There is only one Veda. He volumized this into 4. Like back in the day, you may still have this in your home. There's only one encyclopedia, but you have various volumes, correct? But you don't own 50 encyclopedias. You own one in so many volumes. He didn't just do this for the Veda. He took the same message and he infused this into historical texts like the Mahabharata, educational texts like Srimad Bhagavatam. So he created the study material and he trained teachers to teach this study material. His students, his own children. One of them you know is Shuka. Shuka is Vyasa's son. And Shuka is one of the best teachers because he was trained by his great father. In a micro sense, how dependent we are on Vyasa being an editor, being a visionary, being a trainer, being a teacher. Every course that we're all in comes back to Vyasa. Tuesday, Drigdarsha Viveka. That text is written by Acharya Shankara, but he's only commenting on or elaborating on what Vyasa, Rishi Vyasa has provided. Thursday, Living the Gita, that is Bhagavad Gita, contained in the Mahabharata, which is written by Rishi Vyasa. Sunday's Srimad Bhagavatam or Vedanta and Bhagavatam, that's all Rishi Vyasa too. So all that we know about self-development, dharma, moksha, would stop if it were not for Vyasa. And a beautiful play on words here. Vyasa is with a long A, Vyasa. If you make that a short A, it becomes Vyasa. Vyasa means addiction, attachment. So what is Vyasa doing? Stopping us from Vyasa, being addicted, being attached. On to application, you had to research Rishi Vyasa, and I'll share more in time, I'm running out of time right now. Your application for today, I want you to reflect on more expressions of being self-absorbed. Lots has come out from Duryodhana. You think about your own personal life, expressions of being self-absorbed. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be happiness.